kind of going along the theme of new businesses that have started up and more growth. Obviously, you mentioned the wholesale. I can think of a ton of different industries that have popped up as the result of that. But can you think of even other things, maybe from a retail perspective? Real small business using Square, using what? I mean, do you see other types of things, or have you done any studies, or what other feedback do you get? You've got to get letters from people going, "Man, I really appreciate the fact that."
Yes, and as Martin said, small businesses have become so dependent upon the internet. Their point of sale system, their credit card system, maybe their inventory system, they need the reliability. They not only need speed, they also need reliability. And it's something we focused on quite heavily, particularly in the last 4 years. We're now running our core at a 5 nines performance level. And what 5 nines means is it's available 99.999% of the time, which equates to about 5.25 minutes of outage per year. So when I don't meet that metric, I'm very unhappy. I'm dissatisfied with our performance. Running a network, you're always going to have issues. So as part of the designing the network and particularly planning and upgrading and changing the network, we're focused on achieving the 5 nines in the core. We're focused on redundancy, resiliency, and capacity. And so those are the characteristics that any business is looking for. And really it's whether it's a small one-man shop or a Fortune 100 corporation. They're looking for those characteristics because they need the reliability. The other thing we've done is, and I'm not sure everybody's aware of this, we have the quote-unquote fiber network, but in reality that's multiple networks. We have the fiber to the home network that's using a GPON standard that can provide gigabit service anywhere in the county. We also have an active Ethernet network that's overlaid with that for other applications. We have a Sonnet ring for other applications. So depending upon the individual customer business's needs, we can develop a redundancy program, a reliability program that they want and achieve it for them.
I know you wanted to piggyback on the Sonnet ring. You were going to go dive in a little deeper, but I'll go ahead and I'll let Martin take it.
Well, your comment made me think of something else because of the reliability now, but also the speeds that are available. And so I had a client that I was talking with the other day, and one of the things that the availability of the higher speed of the gigabit network we were talking about is, so they're a video production company, and they have their asset is all their video files, right? Which is like just terabytes of data, and their biggest risk, is quite frankly is losing that data, and up until now there wasn't necessarily a really effective solution for storing that data off-site, or at least backing it up off-site, because there was just a bottleneck still of the bandwidth, and we actually came up and worked on a solution that would allow them to back up to an alternate site still in the geographic area, but really quite cost effectively, for a couple $100 a month to be able to back up their terabytes of data to an alternative source, which is pretty amazing actually, given the amount of data they have, and is their asset for their business. So things like that, we would never even been able to have a conversation about that even a number of years ago, when I think it's just within the last few years where inexpensive gigabit now is available.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
And so I'd like to piggyback off that, because Martin used the term backup, and particularly different methods of backing up. That is one of the most critical things for a business, because a business has so much invested and so much at risk with their data. And now in this world of crypto security concerns, ransomware, and all it takes is one employee to click on a link and your entire network is locked up. If you don't have a backup, you're held hostage. And so we do have the technology to allow that cost-effective means of creating both backup to the cloud, backup off-site, backup to multiple sites. And that's so important regardless of the size of the business.
All righty. Any of the rest of you guys have any other piggyback, hey, when someone said, sparked a thought type of stuff?
Well, actually, what Chris said I thought was interesting when you were talking about having your database available to all of your offices and even people in the field. That's goes a little bit along with what you're asking. You know, what new uses? I run a little business on the side, and if I was running a bigger business full time, I would be really interested in getting a VPN, which you would always want over top of your network that's going out across the internet anyway, but then using that to allow the kind of connectivity so that basically your office network extends anywhere. I think that can be incredibly valuable.
Have any of you guys had any experience in like either recruiting employees, other business partners, customers from outside the area? Have you found yourself ever using, hey, we have X as a way to do that? Especially if I look at from you, Ross, would you, how come you don't have other people joining us here when don't talk too loud. Don't want the competition.
I got a story. I actually made a very lucrative offer to a young man living in Wenatchee, and he's a terrific athlete, enjoys skiing and kayaking and all that. And the lifestyle here was just too good to work as hard as he would need to work for me.
I think I interviewed him too.
So, I'll give him credit. I don't blame him. That was a good decision. But anyway.